Good morning, everyone. Welcome to SP Streamer Live. I'm your host, Michael Simeone. You can follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. You could also check out our website, spstreamer.com, our podcast, SP Streamer. You can check out everything SP Streamer and find us wherever you'd like. On today's live stream, we're going to go through our typical streaming chart, what's coming up, what we've done. And then we're going to actually go through two pitchers real quick. One that I think you should be selling and one that I think you should be buying or picking up if he is out there on the waiver wire. The one that I am going to say sell, I think he's over 80% owned in leagues, while the one that the pitcher I'm going to say I want picked up or I think you should trade for, he's only going to be 15% owned. So we'll go through that stuff today. And then, hopefully we start everyone's morning off right. So right now we're going to start with the streaming chart real quick. We're going to kind of roll through everything. I do want to mention, if anyone streamed Eric Lauer yesterday, I apologize. I completely jinxed myself. Yesterday's stream, I basically said, Eric Lauer seemed to have a high floor because I didn't think they really let him get blown up. I felt like if he gave up 2-3 runs, they pull him right away. They didn't do that. They let him get 7 earned run in only 2 innings. So it was a big failure. And then plus I also jinxed myself by saying that we didn't run into any blowups in May. I said that doesn't mean that's not going to happen moving forward. And boom, we got hit with a blowup. So hopefully none of you took that pick. I noticed a couple people sent me screenshots. They were nice about it though. So as long as you could playfully mess with me, that's fine. All right. So for today, we got Shane McClanahan. He's going against the Yankees. He's going to be our shallow pick. Yankees have been struggling, as you can see, a 68 WRC plus, the low OPS. They haven't been really good against lefties overall through the whole month of May. They were bad. So this makes a lot of sense. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous. He got a 23.7 K walk, a 19.5 swing strike is ridiculously high. That's like elite of elite. That was DeGrom last season. So this is all just looks way too good. It makes complete sense. I know it's going to be in Yankee Stadium, so it's a little worrisome with the shorter porch and stuff. But I think it just makes so much sense to roll with McClanahan. Then you got David Peterson. He's going to be our main deep pick. And because he's at 12% owned, he's going against Arizona. It was going to be Vladimir Gutierrez, but Peterson, I thought was going yesterday, but is actually going today. So I shifted him down. I like him better. He's been really good at home. You see that 4.12 ERA. Always at a solid K walk. I've been a little high on him because I do like the swing and miss potential with that slider, especially if the fastball is going. I think he's just such a good pitcher. Arizona doesn't hit lefties, 67 WRC plus against them, pretty high K rate. So I think you're going to get strikeouts here. This makes nothing but sense. So David Peterson, he's going to be our main deep pick for today. I still think Gutierrez is a decent pick. Philly's starting to trend up though, so I would be careful. You got Smiley against Washington. That's pretty decent. Again, I'm just not a fan of Smiley. I wasn't coming into the season. So he's okay. Dobnak actually has an okay matchup as well. His last start was a little deceiving. He actually pitched pretty well. It was just a fielding error by the catcher. They didn't call an error, but he completely whiffed on a catch, and that should have been an out. Just didn't make any sense. So he's not as bad as the numbers show. Flexen, I do like overall, especially at home, but Oakland hits righties pretty well this year. So that does that for today. Moving on to tomorrow. We got 3 guys going here. So I mentioned Canning yesterday. I did like him against Seattle because the high strikeout potential. I mean, Canning's a 14.2 swing strike percentage, can induce a lot of whiffs. But Seattle's kind of trending up offensively. They've been kind of catching fire a little bit. So I am a little afraid of this start. So I backed off a little bit. I was going to take him for all leagues, but I'm going to kind of draw that back, leave him as our deep league pick. I'm going to go with Petit and Anderson or in any main and shallow league. Both really good matchups. I mean, look at Anderson against Miami. He's got everything going for him right there. They're not good against lefties. The strikeout percentage is really high. You're not going to get a lot of strikeouts for Anderson, but I do love this matchup. Think it's really good. Then you got Petit going into Pittsburgh. again, another good matchup. Pittsburgh trended up, but now they're trending back down. So I think that offense isn't going to be as good moving forward. They struggled against righties all of last month, which means they probably just capitalized against lefties. So I think Petit would be good here as well. So these are three solid options. If Yarbrough is still out there, I think he's another great option as well. Going against the Yankees, they've been struggling. I know they've stand back, but still, they can't hit lefties. As you can see, this 586. I'm sorry, there's 73 WRC plus against lefties. Overall, they have a 586 OPS, which isn't good. Little scared though that it is in Yankee Stadium. Yarbrough has been a little bit up and down, but I think he's finally starting to get used to that starting role. So I think this is a good play as well. Hap against the Royals. Royals are going to be such a hot and cold team. Right now, they're hot. So if they start cooling off, this could make a lot of sense. But as of right now, I probably am not touching this or anything below this. Again, I love John Gray. I just can't do it in Colorado. I know he's been so good at home, and this is a perfect matchup. Feeling a little frisky. You can go with it. Makes sense. All right, so we're going on to the fourth here. We're going to kind of do this together real quick, doing the grades. So we got Brubaker against Miami, really good matchup. Obviously have him at the top for a reason because I think he's going to be makes complete sense. He's going to be my main pick. I'm going to give this an 8-0. Brubaker has been pretty good. This will be our shallow / main pick. All right, Fleming against Texas. Yes, they hit lefties, but Fleming has been really good. He's been good on the road. He's really good in that spot where he comes in after an opener. I mean, look at Texas as of late. A little bit of risk, but I believe in Fleming's stuff. I really love his commands, everything he does, how he fools hitters. He just knows what he's doing. He's in full control right now. I'm going to give that a 7-7, and he's going to be our deep league streamer for that day. I like these guys real quick. All right, then we got Hauser against Arizona. Arizona's kind of been up and down offense as well. Right now, it looks like they're starting to fall back a little bit. Hauser's been pretty good at home. I'll give this a 7-0. We got Kim against Cincinnati. Kim's been like weirdly good, but bad at the same time. He's not going to get your strikeouts. I don't really like this matchup. I think Cincy's offense is pretty damn good. So I'm not a fan of this. I'll give it a 6-5. I cannot type today. Then we got Turnbull going against Washington, Chicago White Sox. Not a good matchup for me. White Sox, you never really want to stream against them. I know he's been good, though, so I'm going to give him a 6-9, and we'll bump him over Kim. All right, Webb against the Cubs. Cubs have been hot. They've been pretty good offensively. I do like Webb, though. I'm going to give him a 6-9, much like Turnbull. Then you got, let's see, Shoemaker against the Royals. Not a fan of Shoemaker. Royals do swing and miss a ton. I just don't trust it. 6-4 for me. Justin Dunn's been pretty damn good. Up the fastball velocity, pretty good breaking stuff. I feel like he's one step away from becoming a really viable pitcher. He does get the Angels. I know they're trending down right now with that 676 WRC plus the last 7 days, but they're still good offensively and scary with Rendon, Ohtani. You know, they have a good offense. I'm not quite buying it yet, but I'm going to give this a 6-7 just because I'm starting to have more and more faith in Dunn as he pitches. We'll see. We'll see how he does moving forward. I feel like that'll be a good test for him. See how he does against them. Arietta against the Giants. I want no part of this. Giants are just, their offense has been really good. Gomber going against Oakland. No part of this either. Oakland's good against lefties. Gomber's been up and down. I'll give it a 6-3. I know there are some fans of him, but I can't buy into him. Matt Peacock, really interesting pitcher. For those who don't know, he's a rookie. He really induces a lot of weak contact and is good at that. He's not going to get you strikeouts at all. I think his K per 9 is like 5 or 6 or something like that, especially in AAA. So again, good ground ball pitcher, good at inducing weak contact. Milwaukee's not that great. I want to see more of him. We'll give him a 6-4 here. Him up. And then Harvey against Cleveland. We don't trust Harvey at all. We're just going to give him a 5-5. So that does it for 6-4. Looks like we're going to be going Brubaker and Fleming. So if you guys like to plan ahead, there you go. That's for 6-4. All right. Now we're going to move on to two pitchers, like I said, that we're going to discuss. One, we're going to be talking about who you should buy in. Both these pitchers that I planned on prior to this, which was yesterday, I didn't realize they were pitching yesterday. So we're going to kind of actually go through this together. So I had some stuff planned out, but I can't use it now because the stats are different. All right. So pitcher I love, Dane Dunning. Only 15% owned. Let's look at his overall stats. So the 4.67 ERA isn't great, but I mean, look at this 3 FIP, a 3.26 xFIP, which is a little surprising. And then let's see, real quick, let's roll to the Sierra, 3.59 Sierra, right? So everything looks like he should be good or better moving forward, right? So let's go to his game log real quick. Let's go to his last, I was looking at his last 4 or 5, let's say. All right, even last 6 starts. I mean, again, he's just really getting bad luck. The left on base percentage, so I don't know if you guys could see, in his last 6 starts is 66.2%, and the BABIP is a 361. Those are both showing a lot of bad luck. Again, even in his last 6 starts, a 5.22 ERA, but that comes with a 3.57 FIP, a 3.24 xFIP. Now, a lot of people probably say, well, that could mean, I mean, pitchers do overperform and underperform all the time. The K percentage here isn't the best. But I mean, if you go to just the last 4 games, the BABIP's at a 368. The left on base is 67.2. He's just getting really unlucky. But here's what he's doing that's interesting to me. So if you go to his pitches, right, his pitch count, he's actually lowering the fastball usage. I mean, let's look at yesterday against Colorado. He only threw it 33.8% of the time. Now, I would like for him to continue to do that and go more towards the slider and the curveball because the fastball is the problem. So let's go to his splits, right, real quick. So this is the pitching splits tab on Fangraphs. So let's look at the sinker so far this season. So as a 118 WRC plus, not the best, but not the worst, honestly. A 116 ISO is not the worst. So this is his weak pitch, right? And then his slider and changeup look pretty decent. Sinkers, you want to create ground balls, not whiffs. That's really not a thing. So here's his ground ball rate at 53.7%. Pretty good. I like for it to be higher. But here's where you got to love Dunning, right? The slider has a 21.6 swing strike percentage, and the changeup has a 20.2 swing strike percentage. So he gets a lot of whiffs with the O swings over 40%, right? The zone rates are right around there. So it's really just him fixing this sinker, right? Because the slider and changeup look fantastic. So if you want to look at his sinker location, it'll tell you basically everything you need to know. And I know this because I looked yesterday. So once this loads, so here we go. So his sinker is basically placed almost middle, which isn't good. You can tell he's trying to bring it to that lower corner, and that's what he needs to do. If he could do that, he could be so good. Again, it's really just the command and placement for him because the slider's in a perfect location, the changeup's in a perfect location, and that's why he's getting a ton of whiffs with them. So I'd like to see him bring that slider usage back a little bit. I mean, the sinker usage back a little bit, go with the bringing balls a little more, and work on that location. And I think if he could do that, he can really, move forward. And again, the underlying stats are showing. I mean, the FIP and everything is just calling for much better stats than what he's seen so far. So I'm hoping moving forward that he could perform really well. I mean, he just pitched okay in Texas. They do have a short leash on him. I get that's a problem. But I mean, he has this blow up in Los Angeles. I mean, if you take that away, I mean, if you look at the 5 starts before that, it's a 4.2 ERA with a 2.47 FIP. I mean, again, he just has so much potential, and if he clicks, you're going to be rewarded. So I would contemplate picking him up and just seeing what happens. I think it's worth it because if he explodes, he's going to explode. And if he doesn't this year, I'd be pretty high on him going into next year just because the two really good breaking balls and he locates them very well. So I'd like to think that he's going to start locating that sinker better as well. That's something that we're just going to have to see. I mean, the walk rate's decent, so I don't think he's really going to kill you either. All right, so now let's move on to the pitcher that I want everyone to sell. That's Domingo Germán. If you follow me, you pretty much know that I have never been a big fan of him. And it's mainly because I really think he has one pitch personally. So real quick, overall season, it looks pretty good, right? 3.27 ERA. I mean, the FIP's a 4.44, 4x FIP. I mean, calling for regression, sure, but you'd probably see him at the xERA mark, which is 3.74, which is just fine for Germán. It's pretty much everything you want to see. The K percentage is over 20%, which is good. The SIERA is a 3.72, which is good. So why am I low on him? Well, if you look, let's see here. So even if you go back like 6 starts, right? I mean, it's still showing that he's getting extremely lucky. So let's look at his last 6 starts for a second. I don't know if anyone sees anything glaring here. I don't know if it's zoomed in enough. Maybe we'll zoom in here for you guys. Let's really get in there for you. All right. Check out this BABIP. A 209 BABIP. There is no shot that sticks. Look at the left on base percentage, 94.6%. That is absurd. The highest I've seen in like a season is, I think, like 80 something. And that was like Snell when he won Cy Young or Verlander. Overall in the season, he has 86.9 left on base. That's not going to stick. The BABIP 245, not going to stick. I just don't believe it. The home run rate is where it always has been, and I think that's why he's going to be closer to the xFIP, which is 4. The walk rate has dropped, and I think that's helping him a ton. I don't know if I fully believe that either. Let's look at his pitches, though. This is where I get worried. So he throws the curveball a ton, right? Look at this WRC plus against first pitches. He has a -8 on his curveball. Look at his four seam, a 189 WRC plus. That's a 413 ISO, which is insane. A 1.036 OPS. The four seam is horrible, absolutely horrible. The curveball is really good. The changeup is okay. There's only like a 6-mile-an-hour difference between that and the fastball, so I can't really buy into that too much either. We're left with one pitch, right? Maybe 2. We saw, I'm not saying he's nowhere near glass now, but we saw what happened when hitters caught on to glass now and his curveball when his fastball is much better than Germán's too. So they were laying off his curveball and just sitting on his fastball. That's going to happen here. Like, hitters are going to adjust to Germán. So let me show you his location as well when it comes to his pitches. Come on, Savant. All right. So look at this four-seam fastball location, right? So pretty much over the middle of the plate. Probably a big reason why he gets hit so much. An issue. Curveball located perfectly. Again, love the curveball. Fantastic pitch. Changes located okay. Sinker, not a fan of that right there. So the trouble is, again, I'm seeing one pitch. I mean, you go scroll down to the swing strike percentage too. The curveball, 18.7, great. Misses outside the zone too. Awesome. Four seam, not above average. Doesn't utilize it well. Changeups, okay. That's below average. Whiff rate, the sinkers, all right. Just not a fan. I see one pitch. If I have Germán, I am purposely trading him right now. I think he's going to regress. Let's pop in a question here. Germán, any relative trade value in 10-team redraft or straight drop? No, trade him. I mean, I feel like people are going to think he's this good, in my opinion. I mean, a 3.27 ERA, I feel like you could definitely trade him. If you get someone like, even someone who's maybe struggling a little bit, trying to think who you can maybe target for someone like him. I mean, I would take a German Marquez over him. I mean, I would take a lot of pitchers over him personally. So yeah, so that's German for you. Not a fan. I see so much luck here. I see one pitch. That's why I didn't really like him coming into the season. He does do this. He goes on these hot and cold streaks. I think you're going to end up seeing 2019, 2018 numbers, probably in between there. I think like a 4 ERA, probably the rest of the way. Those are my thoughts. If you guys have any thoughts, please let me know. And that about does it. So just to recap, German, I'd be selling. I like Dunning a lot. I'd be buying into Dunning just because the two really good breaking balls, and hoping that he could start placing that sinker lower towards his own, like where he's clearly trying to go that way. It's just a matter of him achieving that. And then for streaming, we got McClanahan and Peterson for today. We got Anderson, Petit, Canning for tomorrow. And then for the next day, we got Brubaker, Fleming. And that about does it. And again, any other questions while you guys watch this, please let me know. That'd be awesome. We're going to try and do this every day during the week. I feel like keeping a consistent schedule really helps. We will pop in sometimes at night when I do On the Bumps and podcast with Doug. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. we do an hour stream. This week we're bringing on John, MLB Moving Averages. Awesome guy. So much energy. I can't wait. I'm excited to bring him on. We're actually talking about some betting stuff, which is going to be pretty cool. So don't miss that. Please subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube. It means a ton. And thank you all for watching. Truly appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, and we will see you